Alright, what's up guys? Today I am bringing you my Danger Darkworld deck profile. I've been working on this one for a little while now. It's a really good one. It's a going second spam deck, and it actually has a lot of new, brand new bakura cards. These cards just came out in the most recent Legendary Duelist set. If you want to check out some videos, I have some on my channel, both opening and some other decks in there. And just a reminder, just drop a like, it helps a lot. It helps the channel if you find these deck profiles to be very useful. So let's get started. 3 copies of Grapha, the Darkworld. Basically, awesome effects. If you discard him, not off of cost, but if you discard him off a card effect, you can pop a card on the field. Also, if he's in the graveyard, you can bounce a fiend back to the hand and then special summon him from your graveyard. So he's like a free summon almost all the time. And since he's 3.5 million years old, none of that stuff's once per turn, so you could just keep doing it over and over and over again. So awesome there. 2 copies of Beige. This guy, basically, if he's discarded, again, this is not off of cost, so you can't like Twin Twist or discard him and then get to special summon him. But if he's discarded off of an effect like card destruction, for example, or off a danger monster, you can special summon him for free. He helps with link plays. He's just a free body every single time. So he's awesome. You play 2 of that. Play 3 of arguably the best one. 3 copies of Brow. This card, if it's discarded, you can draw a card, and then if it's discarded by your opponent's card effect, you draw 2 cards. It's just kind of nuts. Yeah, sometimes it actually does go off if you're playing some sort of strange mirror or something where they make you discard. So it definitely goes off occasionally. But yeah, this card's pretty good because you can discard it off a danger. Like, for example, summon the danger, draw a card, and then draw a card for this. So it's like you summon the danger, so you capped it. You discarded this, so you go +1. And you get to filter out your hand, and you get a free fiend in the graveyard. It's like a bunch of cool stuff. Then we've got Snow. She has pretty weird, complicated text, but basically, if she's discarded, you get to search for a Darkworld card, any card. So you can even search like Darkworld dealings. You can search the field spell, and of course, you can search Grapha. Next, for the dangers, we play... Oops, almost dropped one. We play 2 copies of Danger Jackalope. One of the best. We play 2 of all the 2 ones. So basically, if I'm going to... Like, some people aren't going to know what these do. Maybe they're just coming off of pure Darkworld, and they're kind of, like, beefing up their deck. And finally, the dangers are cheap. So the dangers, basically what they do is you reveal them, and then if you discard a random card from your hand, or your opponent selects a random card from your hand, you discard it. If it is not a danger monster, or the one that you revealed, if it's not the one you revealed, you get to special summon the one that you revealed, and then draw a card. Or if also all of the danger cards, they have discard effects. So like maybe, for example, you revealed this and you discard it off its own effect, you get the other effect, which is that you can, in the case of Jackalope, you can special summon a danger monster from your deck. So that's with Jackalope. So you always get like an additional bonus effect if it's discarded. The additional bonus effect at the bottom is a once per turn, but the top effect to reveal and special summon is not once per turn, which is really cool because you could just keep looping these over and over. And I don't know if I've gone through this, but this is a going second deck. Played 2 copies of Danger Tsuchinoko. This card is very good too. These are all limited to 2, if you didn't know, so you can only play 2. But this one, basically, no matter what you do, you're going to special summon it. So either you special summon and draw a card, or special summon it for free. This card is Danger Nessie. This card, you basically, when it's discarded, you get to search. Then we've got 3 copies of, in this deck, definitely a staple, 3 copies of Danger Bigfoot. This card, when it's discarded, you get to pop a card on the field. 1 copy of Danger Ogo Pogo, just for another name, another extra level 8. Level 8s are really helpful, and then it sends stuff to the graveyard. Sometimes it'll send one you don't want to draw. 1 Thunderbird. This, you can side in more of these, because this one basically pops face down cards, which I don't know if that really helps break boards in many situations. 1 copy of Danger Mothman, another really good one. Draw a card, discard a card. 1 Chupacabra, which summons from the graveyard. This one is one of the iffy ones, but it is a fiend, which is really good. Like, it's good in this deck, but in regular Danger it might be a little iffy. So the cool thing about Chupacabra is that if you have it on the field, you can, like, let's say you reveal it, your opponent picks something else, like let's say they pick Grapha, right? You reveal it, your opponent picks Grapha, you discard Grapha, you pop one of their cards, and then this gets summoned, you draw a card. Then you can activate Grapha Engrave to bounce this back to your own hand, and then special summon Grapha, and then activate this again. So it's like a really, really cool combo. But like I said, it's no big deal. And then we have another Danger Thunderbird. Wait a second, I think I messed up. Yeah, I was supposed to... I played two of these, I just didn't put them together, but no big deal. And then we play two copies. These are like the spice, right? So one copy of Dark Spirit of Malice and one copy of Dark Spirit of Banishment. I'll go over what both of them do. But this one, Malice, they both have a similar effect. This one triggers when your opponent activates a card or effect, so anything. You can send this to the graveyard and special summon a fiend from the graveyard, and a dark fiend level 8. And, well, a fiend level 8, doesn't have to be dark. And this one triggers basically off of when your opponent's monster attacks at the damage step, you can, same thing, send this to the graveyard, and then summon back that fiend monster, level 8, and then change the attack target to this. So they both do have something kind of cool. And then its second effect, which is I think even better, which is when if a fiend level 8 monster is sent to the graveyard, you can add this back to your hand. So the reason that's so cool is, like, let's say you have a Grapha on field and you link the Grapha away and you have this in the graveyard. This triggers, you get this back to your hand for free, and now you have basically more fuel for dangers. You just have free cards, free monsters, free bodies. Like, it's actually really, really good. And then you have other cool combinations where you can bounce this back to your hand with the Grapha. Now you have this in the hand, and if you link that away, you can get another one. And then, like, let's say your opponent activates an effect, you can summon the Grapha back. Like, these cards work really, really well with Grapha overall. But yeah, one large portion of this deck is getting the Grapha, but thankfully we actually can search him. And then we play one copy of Lava Golem, only because this is a going second deck, and believe it or not, this card is actually searchable for the first time ever. I don't think this card was reasonably searchable ever before, but finally we can actually search the Lava Golem. So that's all of the monsters. Next we play 3 copies of the brand new Dark Spirit Mastery. So basically this card, the awesome thing about this card is you just discard a card, and then you can add a Destiny board piece, which you're not going to, or you can add a level 8 Fiend monster, which is either Lava Golem, which is searchable via this card, or you can add the Grapha, which is finally searchable. And then it discards a card for cost, so it can trigger dangers, but it cannot trigger the, what are they called? It can trigger dangers, but it can't trigger the Dark Worlds, I'm sorry. And then we play 2 copies of Darkworld Dealings, basically draw a card, discard a card. 2 copies of the field spell, the Gates of the Dark World, which is, you know, all fiends gain 300 attack, and then you can banish a fiend in graveyard, discard a fiend, and then draw a card, which can help if you, like Ogopogo, for example, can send a Chupacabra to graveyard, and then it'll help fuel fiends. Put fiends in the graveyard so that card's not dead. Play 1 copy of Danger Response Team. This card is like kind of good. It's got 2 hard ones per turns on it. But basically, target a danger you control and 1 monster you're on the field, and then return them back to the hand. So you can actually bounce 2 of your dangers and reuse their effects, or you can bounce your opponent's card and the danger and then reuse the danger. So that effect's kind of cool. Then it has a graveyard effect, which is possibly even nicer, which is you can discard a danger monster and then place this card on the bottom of the deck and then draw a card. So 2 pretty decent effects, and you can send it off of the Ogopogo, which is helpful. We play then 2 copies of Trade-In for the level 8s. We play a great deal of level 8s. We play 2 copies of Drag Down. We play a lot of these kind of 2-of spells. I just found that this is the most convenient way to play. This card's really good because it plays around Nibiru, it plays around hand traps. If you get this in your opening hand, first thing you activate is this card. If they have Ash, let them Ash it. Like, it's like the whole point was to get rid of the Ash anyway. Yes, so you can get rid of a hand trap you don't like, or you can get rid of Nibiru. And in all honesty, the hand traps really don't hurt this deck all that much anyway. Then we play 2 copies of Twin Twisters for back row decks, annoying, like, you know, stuff that, you know, decks that main, like, you know, it goes in match, although goes in match doesn't really matter to us, but like, what does it matter, like rivalry, stuff like that, where they could just frustrate us. So Twin Twisters and stuff like that is always helpful. Then we play 1 copy of the Blowout card Destruction. like this card's just insane in this deck because you'll get like you activate this and you get like 3 pops, and your opponent just like the great thing about, since it's going second, it doesn't really benefit your opponent because they've already made a board anyway. So when you activate this, you discard your stuff, you pop like 3 cards, and they're discarding like maybe 1 card, and it doesn't even like really benefit them all that much. They just OTK them. So going second, this card is amazing. It really doesn't like hurt you. Then we move to the extra deck. We play 1 Abyss Dweller. It's a lot of utility stuff. 1 Heretic, Sun Over Dragon, 38. This is the stuff that can the extra deck can actually use some work. Castel, Sky Blaster, Musketeer, Galaxy Eye Cypher Dragon, Galaxy Eyes Full Armored, Photon Dragon, number 23 Lancelot. This card's awesome. Attacks directly, negates. Wee Witch Apprentice. I might bump that up because it's like it boosts darks, and all your monsters are basically dark. And then on top of that, like I said, you want to link away the Grapha so you can get that card back for free. So it's awesome for that reason. 1 Nightmare Phoenix, Apollosa, Borlo Dragon, definitely, just because he's good for getting over huge stuff that your regular pops can't. Boral Sword, Nightmare Unicorn, Cerberus, and lastly, my favorite Link monster in the game right now, Mekhanite Crusadia Avermax. But that is it. The side deck, just, whatever works in your locals or your regional or wherever you're playing, because honestly, that's how it operates. That's how side decks are really meant, because I can tell you what to play, but I don't even know if it'll benefit you in the long run. But that is it. Thank you for watching, and subscribe.